Yeah. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Implema Talks. This time I'm very honored to sit with a member of my roundtable that we have had now for quite some time. I'm honored to have Lucas here. But before I ask some questions about this, I would ask basically, Lucas, who do I have with me today? Who
Mhm.
do I have the honor to talk to?
Yeah. Thank you, Johan. My name is Lucas. I am Digital Product Area Owner for Indirect Purchasing Applications in the Volvo Group. So I'm responsible for teams that handle SAP Ariba and SAP Fieldglass within the
Mm,
group.
mm. Okay. And you've given a lot of insights to a lot of us through these times that we had these conversations. I was
Mhm.
part back in the day. I was part of actually commercially setting up Volvo AV, but part of that and one of those things with Volvo that I find very interesting is that it was one of those programs that from the onset was aimed to go truly global in terms of scope and so on. So, and now we're a few years later, and I know you're doing good, and you found your own methodology, which we might, come talk about a little bit later. But just as a short one here for anyone that thinks about or wants to go with a VMS, in this case SAP Fieldglass, but would like to kind of roll it out to a global workforce. Are there any insights? Are there any do's and don'ts that you would like to pass on, pay forward?
Yeah, if anything, what I would say is always strive for a lean solution. I think that's always important to say because as you start expanding your scope, you're going to see that, well, different countries they have different requirements. Not only that, the different facilities you have are working in a slightly different way. So you should be able to be flexible enough to understand what requirements are necessary, but you also need to be strong enough to say no and to strive for what a solution that's the most maintainable and the most uniform that you can have globally, because otherwise is going to grow beyond your capability of maintaining it, and out of a sudden you had something that started as a way of not only creating control and saving a little bit of cash on the side because you are not maintaining code into something
Mm,
that costs a lot to maintain and takes a lot of
mm,
effort. That was not the case. So that is
so,
my one recommendation.
yeah. So when you, just to clarify here, so when you say strong enough, then it means like going into a country where you have a very strong set of stakeholders, or a company that in itself is
Mhm.
very strong in their mind, or and powerful in a sense in that market, right? So,
I would say like there are different flavors of people, right? There are people that are very keen into getting their way forward, into saying that all the requirements they have are must do's and legal and
mm,
whatnot. But I would say like from your side, from the team that you bring into that conversation, and from the stakeholders that you have discussed with, you
mm,
need to be able to put your message across as well. That
mm,
I have requirements on my requirements.
yeah,
I have my standard deliverables. I'm going to deviate from that if you have proven to me that it is really necessary,
yeah,
rather than
yeah.
that's just the way that we've been working. You know.
Mm. Thank you very much for these insights. And I think this is something that a lot of project leads and so on, sorry, talks about. But in a sense, right? You it's one thing talking about it and another thing doing it. And I know you and your team has been doing a wonderful job in doing that. So very honored to have you in Implema Talks. I would like maybe to touch base with you a little bit later to talk about your methodology of rolling out, because I find that very insightful. So thank you very much, Lucas. Absolutely my pleasure to have you with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Johan. I appreciate
Mm,
the opportunity as well.
yeah.